What is up, YouTube? 2Master1247 here. I'm just going to go over some side deck options for this format and what it's developing so far. I have a whole stack of cards here. Yes, some are sleeved, some aren't, because I've pulled them out of my deck, side deck, you know, the works. This is going to be pretty much a basic example of what you guys should look at for siding this format. I don't usually do these videos, but I'm going to try something new and see how it takes off. Alright, first one I'm going to start with is King Tiger. The reason why King Tiger is really good right now is because he gets over the windups, part of the Six Samurai shenanigans, kleitgja, and Psychics. Those are the big decks right now that he has a lot of potential of getting around and forcing your opponent to stall out a lot of their plays. Which, with Psychics and kleitgjas, if you can stop all their big summoning conditions. And that was my kitty. She might make an appearance in the video. But it allows you to slow down your opponent's plays. That way you don't have to worry about those bigger plays right off the bat. Next card is obviously Thunder King. It's an excellent card this format. It stops all the inherent summons, like the Cyber Dragon, the Xyz summoning, the Synchro summoning. Cards like that. So that we don't really have to worry about them later on. And your opponent can't add to their hand. So, Pot of Duality is dead, Wind Up Factory, all of those funky little cards. Doomcal. Again, stalls out your opponent, but you have to know when to play these cards as well. You can't just play them willy-nilly. Doomcal is really good, for example, if you know last turn they just Pot of Duality into a Gores. Now you can bait out their Gores with Doomcal and not have to worry about it. Do apologize about the little glare that's going on right now. Because if they summon their Gores, the effect goes off, but for the token, it is now poof. You don't have to worry about it now. Plus it's 1900 beater. Can't really argue with that. Next one, Grand Troll. Yes, I know it's Grand Mole. I call it Grand Troll because he trolls. Gets over those big pesky beaters by returning them to the hand or back to the extra deck, depending on what they are. In certain decks, you really don't want to do that with, so again, teach his own when you side in these cards and when you don't. Obviously, with Dark World, you don't want to bounce their Grapha back to their hand just so they can destroy something on your side of the field. But we got answers for Dark Worlds later on. But, for example, if they're sitting on Zen Mines and you have big monsters we don't want to see you lose them, Grand Troll into it, bounce it back, and you have no issue. Kinetic Soldier. Excellent against Sams and Heroes, or any warrior variant out there. Really, those are the only two out there right now that I am aware of. I'm not really playing meta competitively right now, so I'm just going by what I'm seeing. They can get over their base Shining right away. Obviously, Sams can beat over almost anything they play. They have an issue with this card. But again, know when to play it, because you just don't want to summon it and go, oh, look, I win, and then all of a sudden something happens to it. Alright, now we're going to move into stalls. Mind Control. This card, if you're not maining, is extremely broken. I don't see why people are not maining it, but because you can grab their Xyz monster, re-overlay with it if it's one of those type. You can grab one of their monsters, and again, move into it to do other things. And it just makes things a lot of fun and broken. Nobleman of Crossout. This is another card that's really good this format, because you're seeing a lot of the Raikos, Gravekeepers, Night Assailants you're starting to see a little bit more now that Tour Guide's down to 2, or any set monster, because you can just hit their freaking Sangan for all you know, and you don't have to worry about it. I'm sorry, that's a good thing in my book. They have a banished Sangan, now they go home and cry to their mama. System Down. Obviously is really good against the machine types. Just in the card deck you can use it against. Really hurts kleitgjas and Machina, kleitgja, any machine variant out there right now. Pay 1,000 life points and banish everything on their side of the field ending their graveyard. Obviously wait for them to blow up their big play. Hopefully they don't OTK you. That's why you run the Gores or Stoppers for that. And then banish the hell out of it all. Then they'd be stressed. Extermination. This is a touchy card, but for me it works right now. I don't run any of the Solemn Brigade, so I can hit any of it and not care. Plus with force at 2. I mean, if you're only running 1 force, I can see where you can cry a little bit, but it all depends on the playstyle and you. But again, you can banish the key trap cards and not have to worry about them later in game. Compulse. Obviously, bounce back those big beaters again. If you don't like Grand Troll, because you have to summon it, this is at least chainable to other things. So, I mean, Compulse is Compulse. Do I really need to explain it? Curse Seal. There's been a lot of argument about this card lately. I am a part of the arguments on this card right now. I support this card. A lot of people don't. Okay. I really like this against cards decks like Dark Worlds. They rely on their field card in either Drag Down or Dark World Dealings. Those are their main 3 cards. If you side in 2 of these, and you can get both of them off, you can lock down their field card so that they did draw into it. Or B, you lock down one of their main discard outlets. Because if they don't have that discard outlet, they cry. And they have no other way to do things. It also works against Dragoonities, blocking down their field card. Heroes, you can actually lock down their Miracle Fusion, or their Gem Sparks, if not both. Sams, if you can get it off, you can actually lock down their Uniteds, so they don't get all that extra draw power. And I think that's it for the cards that run a lot of spells. I mean, there might be others out there, I just can't think of them right now. Next one is Soul Drain. Again, more Dark World hate, but if you know. But this also affects cards that once they hit the graveyard, they start a chain. I mean, if you look at the Sanguine plays, where people are starting to play it out now, that starts a chain, so boom. Guess what? Now you can Soul Drain and not have to worry about Sanguine. Needle Sealing. Really good against spam decks. Especially if you're only playing like 1 to 2 monsters a turn, and you're going up against a deck that can spam 4 to 5 a turn, if not more. This is really good. For example, I use Samurais. They explode before they go into their big synchro shenanigans. As long as you control 1 monster and they control at minimum 3, you can just go Needle Sealing and blow it all up. And you don't have to worry about it. It's a chainable Dark Hole, if you don't use Dark Hole. But it only works on face-up monsters, so you can have a set monster, and then let them spam 3, and you can still get it off. So it's a plussing Dark Hole if you know how to play it right. Chain Disappearance. Yes, this card is still around in every format. It's not going anywhere anytime soon, at least in my belief. Because now with Tour Guide, Rabbit, them not having that priority, this hits them a little bit faster now. This also works really well against the Prophecy archetype. If they start summoning their Battels and a lot of their smaller monsters. But then it gets on that's also where King Tiger comes in. So, but at least this guarantees you a banishment and not just dealing with them. Force Back. I've been seeing this card played a little bit more again. I personally am indifferent about this card. I can see it played here and there. I don't see it in main deck, really. But what it does, it negates a normal or flip summon and returns that monster to the hand. So, I can see this in a really big late game push. If you know they don't have a special summon out, but they have a normal summon out, you can at least negate the normal summon and put it back to their hand and then intend for a push for a game. Regeki Break, again, discard 1 card, destroy 1 target on the field. It can be anything, so again, make sure it's something that needs to be hit and not just, grandma's couch. Fiendish Chain. It's still seeing main deck play, yes, some people are citing it. I haven't decided where I want to put this card yet, if I want to use it at all. But it's actually a really good card. I mean, it stops the effects, but it doesn't stop those self-tribute effects. So, again, You have to know when to play it on what monsters. Karma Cut. It's a banishment card. So, example, if you're going up against Dark Worlds, now you can banish their Grapha and not have to worry about it. And a bunch of other crap. And I'm just using Dark Worlds as an example because a lot of people are bitching about them still, so I really don't care. Harvest into a different dimension. If your opponent is running, or yourself, either or, is running a single attribute style deck pretty much. You can declare one attribute, and you can select up to a total of 2 monsters with that attribute and banish them. That is extremely good in this format, considering there's not a lot of banishment bring back, unless they're running Levi or Loop, but again, that's all stoppable. Second to last card is Magic Drain. I have to go grab the other one, so I'm going to take a quick 5-second break after I get done talking about Magic Drain. Magic Drain is really good because it's either your opponent is forced to discard a spell out of their hand, or you just negate. So again, if you're going up against Dark Worlds or Heroes, they go Miracle Synchro Fusion, or Miracle Synchro Fusion if you're going up against Psychics. Now you're going to force them to either pitch a card out of their hand, or they're not going to have their spell card being played. So, get ready for the last card. Alright, last card I want to go over is Tragodia. Because this card is extremely weird, especially right now. If you're not maining it, it has very weird but awesome capabilities. If you don't know what Tragodia does, I'm going to just gently explain it. Okay, when you take any amount of damage, you can special summon it. So therefore, you can take 50 points of damage, special summon it. Now, if your opponent, let's say, has a face-up level 4 monster, I'll grab the Zombie Master, for example, because I have one handy right now. Tragodia can become a little mind control. Yes, that card I mentioned earlier. You can pitch a Thunder King, or let's say a King Tiger, from your hand to take control over this, and then you can turn Tragodia into that 4, and now overlay with it, so now you have an instant level 4. You can even do the same thing with 3s if your opponent's playing with 3s. They have a Grand Troll, you have a Kinetic Soldier in hand. Again, same shenanigans, but you still get the idea. Tragodia is a very strong card right now. Main deck and sided. You're seeing it mained. Even at 2, it is very busted. I don't want to pre-predict March, but I can almost see this card going down to 1 because it is pretty busted with how it's playable. Alright, YouTube, that is it for now. If you guys want to contact me or have any questions about this video, hit me below, and also my personal get-tos are also going to be below. Alright, peace, YouTube.